So we just make the general outline that this dimension is something which is very relevant with the e-health issue, the human organization and also the technology. So, well, I think most of you already seen this data, but I would like to introduce to those of you who never seen this data before. And also actually to inform you that the Indonesian country of Indonesia is quite different with this, Sweden. So we have about more than 500 districts, and also it's divided in 33 provinces, and we have about 2,000 hospitals with about 9,000 primary health centers. And actually we divided in 3 different time zones. It is why the situation is complex. And as you may realize also that we always mention the district health office because since 2000 we implemented the health decentralization. Means that the authority, including in the health sector, is now moved to the district level. Before it was centralized in the government, but now it's in the district level. But we still have the provincial health office, which is actually, like in Yogyakarta, consists of 5 district and city. Yeah. So like the primary health centers, actually there is under responsibility of the district health office. Okay, and this is just okay, and maybe it's not really clearly shown here, but this is the result of the assessment, the network readiness assessment globally, and Indonesia actually is little bit higher than comparing with the rate of the low and middle income countries. So in many aspects actually, but there is so this skills, affordability, maybe then we can distribute the slides so then you have clearly information. But this just would like to show that in terms of many things, Indonesia is, I think, quite okay compared with other low and middle income countries. And I think this is clearer now. And this is e-health readiness conducted by the WHO that so Indonesia is in these positions. But we still lack of the telemedicine. Although now the government already have the program to pilot the telecardiology. Now it's in the early state of the this initiative is still in the early state, but the government now is already thinking about the implementation of the telemedicine, which is specific for the radiology. So telecardiology. Okay, and if you see that, this the e-health foundation for action. Just for example, the law regulations, we are in this states, and I think all of the let's say determinant, we are actually in the middle of other or of the optimum positions. Okay, and this is the result of the survey from several districts, which is actually in the provincial level, which is actually showing the person that in charge in the data and informations in the provincial health office. And actually, if you see that most of them are not trained about the health informatics, but they are usually health professional like nurses or maybe even the medical doctors or the midwife, which is then have responsibility to manage the data and informations at the provincial health office. And this the right one actually, the person that have been trained or have background in the medical informatics or health informatics, let's say. And if you see that the proportion is very small, and this is also actually the same case in the district level. Although maybe in the district it's it's a little bit higher, since that in the decentralization era, the district have autonomy to also send the person to the school or for educations. So then they have little bit high staff which is trained in the health or medical informatics compared with the provincial health office. And related to the infrastructure, actually the government now also have a big project, including also to empower the infrastructure in the eastern part of Indonesia, which is considered underdeveloped compared with the west part of Indonesia. And this is the program that will be, I think, conducted in the next few years. So they hope that this eastern part of Indonesia then will be also facilitated with fiber optic and also the high connections, internet connections. But now mainly still in the west part of Indonesia. But there are some interesting data actually that Indonesia is located in the fourth positions among the Asia top internet countries. But the disparity is very high. So mostly it's in the big city and also in Java Island, which is a very small one. This is Java where we are living now. And in Java, actually about 60% of the populations are living here. So, okay. And this is also just to show you that the health infrastructure, the IT infrastructure has been developed in many districts actually, including this Wonosobo district, which is actually the geographic is quite challenging. They have the high highland and also the very low land, and all of the puskesmas now is already connected each other, and the data that enter to the primary health center now can be received real time in the district health office. So this is just to show you that actually the initiative to improve the infrastructure has been conducted in many districts. Okay, and actually we also would like to see the perception of stakeholders about e-health readiness, and specifically about telemedicine actually. And this is the result of the discussions that we have conducted with 18 person, which is actually our master student, but they all work in the health organizations. They represent 10 provinces in Indonesia, and they work mostly in the health office. Some are work in district health office, and as well as the hospital and also primary health centers. And this is the sorry, I forgot to remove this. Okay, so it's not really clear here, but I would like to show you that they all, when we asking about telemedicine, do you agree about telemedicine? Actually, most of all of them answer yes. Yeah. So 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 all answer yes. And what are the reasons? And this is, I think, a very important issue that with telemedicine, they tried also to deal with this problems, since that Indonesia have a big problem of shortage of the medical doctors, especially in the remote area, like in eastern part of Indonesia, in most of district, they even don't have the specialists. So it is why it is very important also to equip this district with telemedicine. And they also already think that it may reduce the transport. So this is actually the comment from them, the comment from the participant, the respondent. And they also mentioned that it can be used to facilitate continuing education for the health workers in the remote area. This is very interesting since that not so many people and medical doctors and also health professionals working in the remote area. But actually, if they already work there, they usually then have no access to the current informations or the current, how you call it, knowledge, the current knowledge. Yeah, it is why in order to keep them updated, then it is also very important since that they already working there and they give the serve to the community. Then it is also very important that they update to the newest information. And yeah, this is I think very good idea that telemedicine and tele education then can be used also to deal with this issue. And when we ask what are the challenges, there are various issues actually. One is related to the human resources. Although in many districts they now try to deal and to solve this issue. Now, many districts send people to get educated related to the health informatics and also the this biomedical informatics. And the second is related to the policy and regulations, which is usually quite late usually. So yeah, and other is limited infrastructures in some area, and also in related to the electricity. And other issue which is very important also is related to the socio-cultural issue. Like in some area, people prefer to meet the doctors directly, face to face, compare them with monitor. So this is also the things which is very important to deal with. And another challenge is related to the cost, because technology, especially in Indonesia, many people still perceive that technology is highly cost, and this is also actually very important to be discussed, I think. And another thing which is also actually currently happening is about the interoperability issue, since that district already started to use the information technology, and they also already developed software, but then it's create issue that the different institution may have different system, and when they now try to get connected, it will be a big issue because of this different system. And well, actually, like in Jogja, they try to let's say work with this issue that the people or the institutions that have different system have been invited to sit together and discuss about what the solution for this. Okay. And this all are from the perception of the various stakeholders that representing in 10 provinces. But we would like also to check whether the result of the report from the WHO and also the data from the Pusdatin and NOH fit with the perception of the these stakeholders. It's very interesting that actually we have already a national e-health policy, but not yet specifically about telemedicine. And if we also look at the data about the expenditure and funding, actually the government already invests a lot related to the ICT equipment, software, as well as the training. And this also the ICT training and educations. Actually, most of our students got scholarship from the Ministry of Health, and this is also actually part of this capacity building that the government play a big role. Yeah. Okay. But if we see specifically about the telemedicine, there are several barriers that are very important to be addressed, like this perceived high cost organizational cultures, and also lack of demand by health professionals. Many health professionals still prefer to have a traditional one compared than the newest technology, which is maybe actually better, but maybe because right now in Indonesia it is also still difficult to change the behavior. And this is also one issue that I think very important to be addressed, that they feel or they can get the benefit by using the technology. And also other thing which is actually, if we see from this side, is have a positive aspect, like underdeveloped infrastructure is actually not really a big problem, since that the answer no. So it means that infrastructure is not a really big problem anymore. Although maybe, in some area we still have limitation in the infrastructure, but in most of cases, in most of districts, it is actually already available. And also, we already have a policy framework also, although it's still general. As we can see that we have a national e-health policy, and this is actually the good starting point to go further. Yeah. Well, and for the question, do you think it is feasible to implement e-health and telemedicine in your place or district? Yeah, mostly the answer yes. But of course, then the question will be depend on the resource availability. I mean, as also mentioned that there are several technology available, then each district may should think also the right technology that is available there, and also try to use this appropriate technology that is already there. And well, actually, maybe we can conclude whether this is ready or not, but I think mostly they will say ready. We don't specifically give the questions about this, but I think from the result that they respond, I think actually in many aspects it seems that they already on the stage where the readiness is quite high. Okay, I think that's all.